Now we have black privilege with racial quotas that's been vanished in minority and job hiring or college admissions. If equality is equal opportunity, equity is the leveling of the playing field. The Constitution says all men and women are created equal. Equity is not supported in our Constitution. Story number 2. Black girl at my school was misbehaving. Kids said they were being bullied by her. So I wrote her up. Principal calls me up and he says, you don't know what it's like to be black, so hands off. Her behavior got worse and worse until she was expelled. Was she a bad kid? No. She just needed a little correction, a little direction. Was this fair? No. Was it equitable? Yes. What did she learn? That there were different standards for her behavior based on her skin. Ladies and gentlemen, I firmly believe education is the great equalizer. The very best district diversity training I went to was listening to panels of people who told their stories about what it was like to live in America. Both good and bad. Tell me your story, I'd love to hear it, but don't tell me I'm a racist. That's a bullying in true form. And you don't know my heart or the heart of anyone else. Ahmaud Arbery's father said, all life matter, not just black life. Love everybody, it's all life problem. He focused on the human race. His message was healing, it was uniting, it was not divisive like CRT. Our children should be judged on what they do, not what somebody else has done. Our time in school is too important to be indoctrinating children. Thank you very much.
And our next speaker is Melissa Benson. I know your first wife was a black woman. I believe you have biracial children. A beautiful family, by the way. I saw your Thanksgiving picture on Twitter. I'm so confused by your position on self and equity. If you truly believe the ideologies you are cultivating in our public school system, I encourage you to step down from your $200+ a year job. It's not fair that you and G. Marvin, two white people, they're turning down the speaker on me.
Speak loudly. We got you.
They're turning the speaker down on me because they're so fair. Okay, here we go. So then you'll cut my time off too. Okay. If you truly believe the ideologies you are cultivating in the public school system, I encourage you to step down from your $200+ a year job. It's not fair that you and G. Marvin, two white people, be in charge here. I encourage you to give your job to Don Barlow, based solely on the color of his skin. You should practice what you preach. If you refuse to step down, it would only be fair for me to categorize you as a white supremacist. Dr. Martin Luther King stated, I look to a day when people will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. You call SELF social emotional learning. I believe SELF stands for socially engineering life. The government does this by using several psychological techniques, similar to that of a cult leader. Dysfunctional and divisive techniques, fear porn, to traumatize a generation. Because if you can traumatize a generation, you can control a generation. Psychological techniques that turn normal civilized people against each other. The Cartman drama triangle is a simplified illustration of this technique. In the drama triangle, you have a persecutor, a rescuer, placed on top of the triangle. The bottom of the triangle, you have a victim. The government, by use of the school system, has a goal. Divide and conquer. Using order out of their engineered chaos. Sorry if I got personal, but how much more personal can you get? By forcing mask mandates and coercing vaccines on minor children. I honestly don't understand how highly educated people, very highly educated people, are so brainwashed. How you refuse to step up front about how you have refused to be upfront about your communist goals, aiding and abetting American enemies, foreign and domestic. This might be harsh, but I want to say to all of you lying, dog-faced pony soldiers, you truly are useful idiots. And I would like you to look up the definition of useful idiots if you don't know it, but you're highly educated. I'm sure you know where it comes from. Thanks for turning the mic down.
If you'd like to put your mask on, you're certainly welcome to stay.
You're trespassing. Can you get this on film? Trespassing.
It's absolutely your choice. We're happy to have you stay here. If you stay here, you need to wear your mask.
We have yet to define what effective is yet.
Y'all go to restaurants?
We-
Sit there without
We know Pekel does. He goes to Nupa. That's his lunch place.
We'll move on with our agenda. And again, Mr. Sheridan, if you could ask someone please to come in and talk to Ms. Benson.
There we go. Call in the communist bully
I just
police.
told him about his mother. She was my voice teacher. She went to seminars on voice, and she loved teaching Rochester kids all over the city.
Thank you.
Voice.
We've
And
heard-
you want to shut people up.
We've heard.
And you want to shut
Ms. Benson,
people up.
you've had the microphone for over 3 minutes.
Ooh, wow.
And you absolutely have your voice.
Well, you turned my mic down, too.
I have no ability to turn anybody's mic down.
I didn't say you did.
You just said.
I said you as in a collective.
No, we'll move on to 4.01.
Maybe you should have been a JA Academy.
I don't know.
She's got her mask on now. Could she stay?
I don't want to say
Item.
All right.
She wants to go.
Well, thank you very much.